Itzhak Bentov. The name itself conjures images of the infinite, of the holographic universe, of a brilliant scientist and mystic who dared to map the uncharted territory of human consciousness. He was an engineer who reverse-engineered the cosmos, a man who saw the universe not as a collection of objects, but as a single, vibrating, conscious entity. His book, Stalking the Wild Pendulum, is a cornerstone for modern seekers, a blueprint for understanding how our minds interface with reality. We know his work on the holographic model. We know his insights into the wild pendulum of the untrained mind. But what if I told you there was something more? What if the concepts he published were merely the foundation for a much larger, more profound revelation? A revelation that wasn't etched in a physical, missing manuscript, but was the ultimate unspoken implication of his entire life's work. But first, a sobering fact. Almost 98% of the people who discover these revelations watch and leave without subscribing. If you are truly on this journey of awakening, take 1 second to click subscribe so the algorithm knows you are part of this community and we can continue to decode these secrets together. Direct CTA ends. This is what we call Itzhak Bentov's lost chapter. Why lost? Not because it was misplaced, but perhaps because it was ignored. Perhaps it was deliberately suppressed. Why? Not because it was wrong, but because it was, and still is, dangerously powerful. It is a truth that bypasses all external systems of control. It is a concept that strips away every excuse, every story of victimhood, and places the absolute responsibility for reality itself squarely on your shoulders. This is a truth the established order, a system that thrives on your unconscious participation, would prefer you never fully grasp. It isn't a chapter you can find in an appendix. It is the secret hidden in plain sight. It is the operational manual for the holographic universe he described. He told us what the universe is, a hologram. But this lost chapter tells us how it works. It is the mechanism he identified as the single most powerful force governing our existence, the cosmic feedback loop. This concept is the key. It is the reason why your reality looks the way it does, and it is the blueprint for changing it. It is not just that the universe is a hologram, it is an interactive hologram. It is a mirror that doesn't just show you your reflection, but builds your world from your reflection. Most of humanity is trapped in this loop, living lives of unconscious reaction, controlled by a system they do not perceive. Today, we decode that system. We pull back the curtain on the mechanism itself. This is not philosophy for the sake of discussion. This is the physics of your reality. And understanding this lost chapter is the first essential step to reclaiming your power as a conscious creator.
To understand the cosmic feedback loop, we must first understand the signal. And to understand the signal, we must look at the transmitter. That transmitter is you, but not just you as a mind, not just your thoughts. The transmitter in Bentov's model is your entire being, every function of your biology, every oscillation of your nervous system, every pulse of your heart. Bentov was a biomedical engineer. He understood the body as a complex, sophisticated resonant instrument. He saw that your heart, as it pumps blood, creates a low-frequency vibration that travels through your entire skeleton, bouncing off your skull and creating a standing wave within your brain's ventricles. This physical process, he proposed, was the engine of consciousness. Your body is a tuning fork. The question is, what tune is it playing? Every thought you think is an electrical impulse. Every emotion you feel is a chemical and electromagnetic cascade. Your brain waves and your heart rhythms are measurable frequencies. Your entire being is a symphony, or for most, a cacophony of vibration. This is where Bentov's wild pendulum concept becomes so crucial. We often think of the wild pendulum as just a metaphor for a distracted, chaotic mind. But in the context of the feedback loop, it is something far more literal. It is a chaotic signal. An untrained mind swinging wildly from anxiety to desire, from anger to regret, is not just having a bad day. It is broadcasting a signal of pure, incoherent static. It is sending a jumbled, contradictory, and weak message into the field of the universe. Now imagine this. Your internal state, this complex signature of your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your fears, is constantly, 24 hours a day, being impressed upon the quantum field. Bentov referred to this field as the absolute, the undifferentiated ocean of pure potential from which all reality emerges. Your signal is the blueprint. Your vibration is the instruction set. When your internal state is one of chaos, the signal you broadcast is chaos. When your internal state is one of lack, the signal you broadcast is lack. When your internal state is one of conflict, the signal you broadcast is conflict. This is the sending portion of the loop. It is active every second of your life, whether you are aware of it or not. You are a radio tower, broadcasting the precise frequency of your own consciousness, and the universe, as the ultimate receiver, is listening. It doesn't just listen, it responds.
This is the part of the lost chapter that changes everything. The universe is not a passive listener. It is an active participant. The universe, in Bentov's model, is a perfect mirror. It is the receiver that flawlessly accepts the signal you transmit. And its primary function is to return that signal to you, solidified as experience. The quantum field, the absolute, does not judge your signal. It doesn't care if your broadcast is good or bad, positive or negative. It is impartial. Its only imperative is to match what it receives. It takes the energetic blueprint you've sent and begins the work of organizing energy, matter, and probability to create a perfect physical reflection. The reality you perceive with your five senses is not the source of your experience. It is the result. It is the echo of the signal you sent. But this raises an obvious question. If I am broadcasting my signal now, why doesn't my reality shift instantly? If I change my thoughts, why doesn't my bank account, my health, or my relationships transform in the blink of an eye? This is where Bentov's genius provides the answer. He explains this phenomenon as the lag time in the feedback loop. This lag is what we, in our three-dimensional perception, experience as time. Time in this model is the buffer. It is the processing delay. It is the space required for the energetic blueprint, your signal, to coalesce and download into physical matter, your reality. Think of it like ordering a complex item from a catalog. You place the order, your broadcast, the factory receives the order and begins to tool the machines, gather the raw materials, and assemble the product, the universe organizing the field. Then it must be packaged and shipped, the lag time. Finally, it arrives at your doorstep.
your perceived reality. The people you meet, the opportunities that appear, the challenges you face, the random events of your day, these are not random at all. They are the shipment arriving. They are the echo of a signal you broadcast minutes, hours, days, or even weeks ago. Your life right now is a physical reflection of your past consciousness. You are currently living in the echo of who you were. This lag time is a fundamental feature of the physical world. It provides stability. It prevents the world from dissolving into chaos with every fleeting thought. But it is also the primary mechanism of the trap, because if you don't understand that you are living in an echo, you will mistake the echo for the source.
This is the critical juncture. This is where the loop becomes a prison. This is the problem that holds 99% of humanity in a state of suspended animation, living the same year over and over again, calling it a life. It works like this. An individual, unaware of the loop, wakes up. They experience their reality, the echo of their past broadcast. Perhaps it's a bill they can't pay. Perhaps it's a conflict with a family member. Perhaps it's just a general feeling of low energy and dissatisfaction. This is the received signal. This is the echo. Now, what does the untrained, unconscious person do? They react to the echo. They see the bill and feel panic and lack. They experience the conflict and feel anger and resentment. They feel the low energy and think thoughts of victimhood and despair. What have they just done? Their emotional, energetic reaction to the old echo has just become their new broadcast. They have taken the very reality they claim they don't want, ingested it through their senses, processed it through their wild pendulum, and broadcast the exact same frequency back out. And so, the cosmic feedback loop does its job perfectly. It receives the new signal of panic, anger, and lack, and it begins to process the order. It prepares the next shipment. And tomorrow, what arrives at their doorstep? More bills, more conflict, more lack. This is the vicious cycle. This is the matrix in its most practical, personal, and devastating form. It is a self-perpetuating, self-generating prison, and the human being is both the prisoner and the guard. The controller is not some external, shadowy force. The controller is the loop itself, powered by your own unconscious reactions. You are no longer creating your reality. You are simply and endlessly reacting to the reality you created yesterday. You are caught in a feedback loop, where the output, your life, has become the input, your new signal, locking you into a repeating pattern. Your life becomes a script, and you are just an actor reading the lines, believing you have free will, all while the echo of your past dictates your future. Now, pause and consider this. Look at the repeating patterns in your own life, the bad luck that seems to follow you, the type of person you always end to attract, the financial ceiling you can never seem to break. These are not your destiny. They are your programming. They are the walls of the loop, built from the echoes of your own unexamined signals. If you are finding value in this decoding, if these ideas are challenging the way you see your world, then help us continue this exploration. Subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell.
We're here to decipher these profound truths together, and your support allows us to dig deeper. Now, how do we break this cycle? If the prison is this perfect, if the loop is this total, where is the door? The door, as Bentov's work implies, is not found by fighting the echo. It is found by changing the signal. This, then, is the path of the conscious operator. This is not a solution to a problem. This is the operational manual for the system itself. Bentov's lost chapter reveals the physics. This is the instruction guide. It is a 3-step protocol. It is simple in its design, but it demands absolute discipline to execute. Protocol 1. Still the pendulum. You cannot broadcast a clear, new signal while your transmitter is broadcasting static. You must first stop the chaos. You must quiet the wild pendulum of the mind. This is the purpose of meditation, of mindfulness, of all the ancient contemplative practices Bentov himself studied. In his model, meditation does something profound. By focusing on the breath or a mantra or the simple sensation of I am, you begin to tame the wild pendulum. The swings become less erratic, the mental chatter subsides. You are not doing nothing. You are performing the most critical act of creation. You are clearing the signal. You are moving from a state of incoherent, chaotic broadcast to one of neutral, coherent silence. You are taking your hand off the steering wheel that was pointed toward a ditch, and you are bringing the car to a stop. Only from this point of stillness, this 0 point, can you intentionally broadcast a new signal. Protocol 2. Create a coherent signal. Once the static is quieted, you must consciously create the new broadcast. This is where the modern law of attraction movement often misses the point. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts. An anxious person thinking a happy thought is still broadcasting anxiety. The signal is contradictory. Bentov's model demands coherence. Coherence is the state of total alignment. It is when your thoughts, your brain, and your emotions, your heart, are broadcasting the exact same message. You cannot think, I am wealthy, while feeling I am poor. The universe will receive the dominant signal, and the feeling, the vibration of poverty is infinitely stronger than the word wealth. True creation happens when you can feel the gratitude for the abundance before it arrives. When you can feel the wholeness of health, while your body still shows the echo of sickness. When you can feel the peace, while your world still reflects the echo of chaos. This is not delusion. This is creation. You are generating a new, coherent, powerful electromagnetic signature. Your heart and brain are literally vibrating in harmony. This coherent signal is a clear, powerful, and undeniable instruction to the cosmic feedback loop. You are sending the blueprint for a new reality. Protocol 3. Detach from the echo. This is the final and by far the most difficult step. This is where mastery is truly won or lost. You have stilled your mind. You have generated the new coherent signal. The order has been placed. Now, you must wait for the lag time. During this lag, your 5 senses will still show you the old reality. The bill is still on the table. The conflict is still present. The world has not yet caught up. The old echo is still playing out. The unconscious person sees this echo, panics, and immediately reverts to their old signal, canceling their new order. See, they say, it didn't work. And they fall right back into the trap.
The master understands. The master detaches from the echo. You must learn to observe the old reality, the lag time, without emotionally reacting to it. You see the bill, but you hold fast to the feeling of abundance. You see the conflict, but you hold fast to the feeling of peace. You treat the old reality as just that, old, an echo, a memory of a signal you no longer broadcast. You hold your new coherent frequency with unwavering faith, not because you hope it will work, but because you understand the physics that it must work. And then one day, the click happens. The lag time ends. The new broadcast has fully overridden the old static. The new shipment arrives. Your reality shifts. The opportunity appears out of nowhere. The relationship heals. The money flows in. It feels like a miracle, but it wasn't. It was mechanics. It was physics. The cosmic feedback loop has just delivered your new echo. You have successfully navigated the loop and become its master.
This, then, is the lost chapter of Itzhak Bentov. It wasn't lost, it was waiting. It was implied in every diagram he ever drew, in every equation he ever pondered. His work on the holographic universe tells us what reality is, a unified field of information. His work on the wild pendulum tells us who we are, a chaotic observer. But the cosmic feedback loop tells us how the observer and the hologram interact. It is the bridge. It is the secret dialogue between consciousness and matter. The holographic universe is the what. The cosmic feedback loop is the how. This understanding places you in a new position. You are not a victim of a cold, random universe. You are not a passive observer watching a predetermined film. You are the central component, the most active and vital part of a vast, intelligent cosmic circuit. Your consciousness is the steering mechanism. Your internal state is the input that determines the output. The choice from this moment forward is profound and unavoidable. Now that you know the loop exists, you can no longer plead ignorance. You are standing at the control panel. Will you continue to live in the prison of the loop, unconsciously reacting to the echoes of your past, allowing the system to control you by default? Or will you finally step into your true role? Will you become the conscious broadcaster? Will you still the pendulum, generate the coherent signal of the future you desire, and hold that frequency with the iron will of a master until the mirror of the cosmos has no choice but to reflect your new truth? The loop is always active. The signal is always being sent. The only question is, who is leading the conversation?